What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I am back to talk about Warhammer 40K. So today is pre-order weekend. The Tau Codex is up for pre-order, and it will be releasing in just one short week. And we've seen a ton of amazing things for the Tau, and we've even had a whole Codex leak. So the Tau is just, they're in a really good spot. They're going to be super meta, and I'm really excited to start playing them. So now that we're all so pumped up on the Tau Empire, let's go ahead and take a look at Kane, the avatar of Kane for the Eldari. No, but honestly, let's take a look at the new model for the avatar of Kane. This is a jaw-dropping model. I love it. It is such an upgrade from that old, unintimidating, lackluster Avatar of Kane model that was really bad. Honestly, if you really wanted to play an Avatar of Kane, it was probably in your interest to look into the Forge World model, which just looks so much more intimidating, or even you can use the one for the Age of Sigmar line for the Demonettes of Kane, or the Sisters of Kane. The Bloody Elves or whatever. But not anymore. We have a new model for the avatar of the Bloody-Handed God, and it looks amazing. Not just that, but there's variants to him as well. He's got a different helmet, which looks very Spartan-like, and in my opinion, he looks even better unhelmeted. He kind of looks like Trigon from DC Comics, Raven's dad or whatever. So he looks pretty intimidating without his helmet. And not just that, but you also have options for his weapon. You can wield the Wailing Doom as a sword, an axe, or a spear, all to your liking. In my opinion, just magnetize it. It'll look so much better to switch it off, turn by turn. Because technically it's like a shape-shifting molten weapon. So that's pretty cool. Now, if you don't know about the Avatar of Kane, I'll go ahead and give you the quick synopsis into his lore and background in these 40 facts. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
The Avatar of Kane holds only but a small fragment of Kane's true power. There are two ways to summon forth the Avatar. The first involves the sacrifice of an Exarch, and this only usually lasts for a limited amount of time. However, the second version, it's much more rare, but way more powerful. It requires that 6 Phoenix Lords sacrifice their weapons to the Avatar, and the psychic energy stored inside these weapons will then fuel the Avatar and awakens hidden strength inside of him as well. Now, these avatars of Kane should be unstoppable killing machines. However, throughout the many years of the Eldar lore, they've pretty much have gotten the short end of the stick. They've gotten their butts whooped time and time again. They've lost to Marines such as Marneus Calgar. They've got wrecked by the stampede of Tyranid Carnifexes. Hell, even a weakened Lorgar beat one of these guys. And he's even been mind-controlled by a Keeper of Secrets. Now, this is a bunch of L's that the Avatar has taken, but there are some pretty strong W's. So let's talk about the one time where an Avatar of Kane took on Skarbrand, the once favored bloodthirster of Khorne. So it was a battle worthy of gods, but at the end of it, they took each other out. So it was a tie, so to speak. Now, Skarbrand, like I said before, he was at one time Khorne's favorite bloodthirster. He was really powerful, however, he got tricked into striking Khorne, and Khorne literally smacked him across the chaotic realms for like a week. Like, he literally flew across the realm of chaos for a week straight until he landed, and his wings got so beat up. That's why they look like they do on the model, all tattered and bruised. But that being said, the Avatar was able to match him blow for blow, and it was a tie. So, I mean, take from that what you will. I mean, he's gotten some wins under his belt, some losses under his belt too, but at the end of the day, this guy is still pretty formidable. So now let's go on to his weaponry. The Avatar of Kane's best defense is his molten body. So avatars of Kane have such a durable body that plasma weapons, melta weapons, and any type of flame weapon will literally have no effect against him. Most projectiles will burn up before they can reach the molten core, and if the avatar ever falls in battle, it will resurrect within the craft world that summoned him in their center chamber, ready to lead the Eldar to war once again. So similar to that of Saint Celestine, they will resurrect, but this takes out a lot of stamina from them, so most likely they won't be resurrecting over and over again, but it all depends on what type of avatar was summoned. If it was the stronger one, obviously it can go on a little bit longer, but again, it's all kind of iffy. But this magma body isn't the only weapon it has. He also wields the destructive weapon known as the Wailing Doom. So this weapon can either come in the form of a burning blade, a molten spear, or even an iron axe. So depending on what type of enemy, the avatar will probably come with the most useful weapon. However, the Wailing Doom can also fire off a bit of psychic energy at the enemy, burning its foe to mere cinders.
So now that we know who the Avatar of Kane is, what he's all about, how awesome he is in the lore, there have been some leaked images as to how strong, how powerful the Avatar of Kane is. So this is all, maybe changing or not, but the Avatar of Kane is 14 power, and he's got a pretty intimidating, degrading stat line. So his movement is 14 inches, 2 up weapon skill and ballistic skill, strength 7, toughness 8, a whopping 14 wounds, 7 attacks, leadership 10 with a 2 up save. Now as he takes wounds, once he's down to 7 wounds, his movement goes down to a 9, BS of a 3, and only, I believe it's 6 attacks, and then those same stats go down a little bit more when he's reduced to 3 wounds. But that's pretty amazing. Honestly, I love what they're doing to him. Giving him a complete makeover in terms of stats and new model is definitely going to breathe some new life into him, considering how weak the lore is. Like, this guy was losing to pretty much anything and everything. A stampede of Carnifexes, he lost to a weakened Lorgar, like, it just goes on and on and on. And honestly, he should be doing much more than that. After all, it is an avatar of a literal god. We know how strong the Catan are, so honestly, I'm excited to see how the avatar of Iniad will be once we get a look into that. I'm pretty sure he's not getting a model. The model for Iniad is pretty amazing, but can't wait to keep, my eyes peeled for his stats. Now, the Wailing Doom is a very powerful weapon. Like I said, there's 3 instances of it: sword, axe, or spear. And it can also be used as a ranged weapon. A 12-inch range assault 1, strength 12, AP -4, d6 +2 damage. That's crazy. And the cherry on top is that each time an attack with this weapon is hit, you draw a straight line between the closest point of the bearer's base and that of the closest model in the target unit, and then anything in that straight line will be taking damage. That's pretty cool. Again, this may change when the official codex drops for the avatar, but it's basically a just super powerful melta. Like, I am loving it. And of course, the Wailing Doom can also be used in melee, and it has 2 types of attacks, which is becoming the norm when it comes to these awesome characters. He's got a piercing strike and a sweeping strike. Piercing is strength ×2, -5 AP, d6 +2 damage, while the sweeping blow is strength user, -2 AP, only 2 damage, but every time you attack in melee, you make 2 hits per roll instead of the 1, so it's doubling your attacks. So if you get swamped by like guardsmen, nurglings, anything like that, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to take a bunch of them out with this awesome weapon. There is a slew of aura abilities and more lore, or not more lore, but more abilities for this guy. But again, I'll save that for later, just in case I am wrong and a lot of these things change. But this seems to be, pretty much on the nose, considering what GW has been doing for the most part with their new releases. So I'm super excited, super stoked. I've always wanted to play an Eldari army, a mix of Wraith units and jet bikes. The reason why I didn't is because I already have like 4 armies, and I thought adding another one to it is just too many rules to memorize and too many models to keep track of and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep it 100 with you and say I probably won't be getting this guy. But like, another thing I was thinking is maybe I should just buy all like the godly creatures, like the avatars, the Khaine, if we ever get a model for Gork and Mork, that kind of thing, and just keep these awesome, super powerful guys like on display. But who knows? But let me know your thoughts down below for this bloody-handed god that got a complete makeover, and let me know if you play Eldar, will you be including him in your lists? Again guys, thank you for watching. Be sure to help the channel by subscribing, hitting the notification bell, commenting down below, and hitting that like button. Sharing does a ton for the channel, because the more views and the more people we get to watch our videos, the more YouTube will show it off, and more 40k goodness for everybody. Thanks again for watching guys. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.